From the moment I set foot in Seyda, my life has been an unrelenting whirlwind of chaos, never a moment to rest and catch one's breath. Although I've enjoyed my time in Cyrodiil, I feel homesick. With some wise investments in the stock market and a few select donations from the Kingdom of Anvil, I think it might be time to move on from my small home in Balmora. It gives me crippling anxiety to see the state it's in, and it's become too small and too unsecure to hold all of the treasures I've collected. I need somewhere well guarded, away from the prying eyes of neighbors. And these dreams I've been having again, it feels so similar to the ones Dagoth-Ur plagued me with. Something about a white city and the Holamayan temple. It's time to return home.
Hello, and welcome back to Morrowind with Valdryn Celis. And can I just say how excited and happy I am to be back in Vvardenfell. I have missed Vvardenfell so very dearly. Project Cyrodiil's got to be one of the greatest mods ever created for Morrowind. But I was definitely feeling homesick after we did all that we did. We were there for like 4 or 5 months. It's a long time. But now we are home. We brought Padrul with us because he's going to be staying with us. I'm not just going to leave him in Anvil for the rest of time. Today, I have a very specific set of goals I'd like to achieve. And one of those goals relates to our houses. So we have like 4 or 5 houses spread across the game right now. And if you look inside them, they're kind of horrifying to watch. We look like we live in a hoarder's house, basically, with boxes and everything on the floor. I kept saying to myself, oh, I'll set that up later. These chests are full of gear and loot that I never got around to doing stuff with. And this is just the house in Vvardenfell. That doesn't include Goldstone, which kind of looks like this now, or it's starting to. Yeah, lots of stuff. Just kind of a mess. Same with, I think we have some stuff still in Brina Cross in the house here. And then the other place where we have a lot of junk just lying on the ground is the Mournhold Museum. So after about 400 days of adventuring, we have a lot of crap. And the solution I have involves a mod. It's called the Nerevar Stronghold. And we've actually got a rumor for it a very long time ago. Someone named Mimanu, the builder, wants to talk to me about building a stronghold on the island in between Vivec and Molag Mar. Yeah, so I think we got that rumor right after we beat Tribunal. We will leave from Molag Mar. I think it's the closest. So this mod has 2 different versions. One of them is the default. You install the mod, the house appears on your map. You can go there, you get all the amenities and all the benefits it brings. The second version of the mod, called Story Mode, makes it where you actually have to earn this grand house. And that's the one, of course, we're going to roll with because this is a roleplay series. I think you have to beat the main story in order to have this trigger. So it's not something you can just do from level 1. So after you beat Morrowind, usually you're kind of loaded up with cash like we are. I think we have 120 grand right now. So this really isn't an issue, but it sort of works similar to how the Great House Strongholds work, where you invest money, you wait, and slowly but surely it gets built up over time. So here's the tent of Mimana. So here's the tent of Mimanu. Greetings, Valdryn Celis. It's an honor to meet you. My name is Mimanu. Mimanu? I don't know. Freaking Ashlander names, man. The Builder. Yes, I'm a builder and designer by trade. After your glorious achievements at Red Mountain, I was inspired to design a stronghold just for you. I have everything designed and even some willing workers lined up and ready. I unfortunately am not gifted with wealth or have the ability to secure a willing investor, and would have to humbly ask for your help in funding the material purchases for each phase of the project. The settlement construction can start when you are ready to begin. So let's walk around a little bit and look at the general area before we start building it up. Pretty unremarkable. It just kind of looks like a random island in Morrowind. Pretty plain, but we're going to see the drastic changes to this place. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to start the build. We need to transport the workers and get their equipment to the island. Equipment and shipping will cost 5,000 gold. Should I get the project started? Yep. Great. I'll have the workers get the equipment and load the ships up. Should take them about 3 days to get everything out here and set up. Thank you, Valdryn. We won't disappoint you. So we're going to wait
something you need?
3 days. Like I said, it's just like the strongholds from the Great Houses. All right, our journal updated. Let's see what's going on. So the first of the workers have arrived.
So what's this about?
Yes, Outlander. What do you want?
I can tell.
And as you can see, the beginning of something great has started. Some of the frames for the houses. Who knows what this could be over here? Pretty,
What brings you here?
baby steps, baby steps. Let's move on to the next process.
Yes, Outlander. What do you want?
The workers have everything set up for the first phase of building. We need to set up some houses, a tavern, and a Silt Strider port to make sure we can live on the island easily. I have a client who would be interested in operating the tavern once built. All we need to do is buy the material and get it shipped here. It will cost 10,000 gold. We can do that? Great, I'll start getting the materials brought and shipped out. Give us about 5 days, then come back and talk to me. So we'll wait 5 days. Journal updated. Let's check on the progress. There you go. We actually got some buildings now. Some worker shacks. Some more frames are going up. Now we can actually fast travel here. And of course a Silt Strider port, which we can travel to Vivek or Molagmar if we want to.
Why walk?
Pretty convenient. I like that a lot. And then we also have a tavern over here called Dagoth No Mur. It's a great name. And yeah, this is just a straight up tavern with some companions you can have join you actually.
Do you need something?
All three of these will join you on your adventure and you can share with them. You can give them loot, do whatever you want. There's an upper floor. I assume I can just rest here in this bed. Maybe they'll get pissed. Also a trainer up here apparently. If there's more trainers, I don't know. Pretty cool though, little tavern. Good for your role-playing needs. You can sleep there instead of waiting around like us. We completed the first phase of the project. The workers are much happier with the new comforts as well. We have the equipment ready for the second phase of construction. I got letters back from the Mages Guild and the Fighters Guild. They're both going to set up a guild office here once we have the buildings. Another client of mine wishes to open a general store as well, once we're ready of course. This phase of the project will cost 30,000 gold for materials and shipping should we get started. Yes. Great, I'll get the material brought and shipped to the island. We'll get started as soon as it arrives. Give us about 7 days, then come back and see me. So we are burning through our money rather quickly. We might have to go sell stuff. I don't think we have enough to do the full upgrades. So another 7 days have passed and we have a Mages Guild, a Fighters Guild, and a general store.
Go ahead.
And the Fighters Guild sells armor and weapons you can buy. She's also a trainer. She'll even repair your stuff. And she happens to have 25,000 gold. So if you're like us and you're about to run out of money, you can make a lot of money just from these merchants. Same with the general store. Just another merchant with some gold. I don't know if his inventory is randomized or if it's set. And then you have the Mages Guild, and I'm pretty sure you can actually teleport from here. Yep. We can head to Mournhold, we can head to Kuhl, we can head to Ebonheart and Caldera. That Mournhold teleporter is super useful. Now we can go grab all of our crap at the museum. Yeah, and this lady sells spells, she sells enchanted stuff. You know, this is all just kind of extra. You don't ever have to actually use these buildings if you don't feel like, oh, I don't want a Mage's Guild, I'm never going to use that. It just adds to the little town that we're building here. Because this is supposed to be a stronghold for the Nerevarine, so... The second phase is completed. The guilds and general store got set up right away. We're making great progress so far, but some of the new locals have been worried about wildlife and bandit attacks. I have to agree with them. We will be getting noticed now that we have come so far. I've arranged to have some private guards contracted and the workers are setting up the equipment to build a small guard tower. This phase will cost 3,000 gold for contracts and material, should we begin. Yeah, so 30,000 more, geez. Give us about 3 days.
Is
okay.
there something you need?
And so now we have some guards. They're actually orcs, which I kind of love. Orcs are probably my favorite race in this game.
Go ahead.
Dark elves, are definitely top two, but orcs are just badass. You can't beat orcs. So yeah, we got some orcs. We have a watchtower now, and if you look over here, something very important is being built for us. Something that we desperately need. We've completed phase 3. Guards have arrived and went right to work. This next phase of the project is one of my most beloved designs I've ever made. I have designed a large manor all in honor of your achievements. An expansive manor with all the comforts and features someone of your stature deserves. I have the material and caretaker contracts ready to go. It will cost 50,000. We don't have that kind of money. We're actually pretty close, but yeah, we ran out of money, so I'm going to go sell some stuff, and then we'll give her the money. All right, after much selling of valuable goods... Oh, look, our guards are already doing their job. After much selling, going between shops, including the 2 or 3 shops here, we have enough money, I think, for the rest of it. All right, so here's the gold. Great, I'll have the material shipped over, and we'll get started as soon as it arrives. Give us about 5 days to finish. So we'll wait 5 more days. So obviously during this time, you could just be going out questing, doing stuff, getting things done. But I'm trying to show it off in a very quick manner. Speaking of manners, here's the new house. Before we go in there, though, we are going to do the final couple pieces of construction.
Is there something I can do for you?
The manor is completed. I hope you're satisfied with the final product. It's the greatest achievement of my life. Not to mention the highest of honors to have it built for you. Now that the main settlement is completed, we have one final phase to complete to make this an official stronghold. I have planned out Imperial-style walls to enclose the area for solid protection, as well as more and better quarters for the guards. No small bandit group would dare attack with high walls. The cost isn't cheap, but it will be well worth it. We need 100,000 gold to buy and ship all the stone needed to the island. Should I get things started? Yes. Great, I'll get the material bought and shipped. Give us about 10 days. That's a long time. We will wait 10 days. The walls have been completed. I cannot express the honor it has been to not only design the stronghold, but also to have been here to see it completed. Valdryn, you are a savior to us all, and I hope the building of this stronghold in some way will express the appreciation of not only I, but all of Morrowind. I unfortunately must be moving on to the next project. We have much to do on the mainland, and there is always a lack of help. So long, Nerevarine. I hope to visit you again soon. So we have finished the upgrades to the stronghold. Look at that. Look at those freaking walls, man.
Greeting.
We got like a Pelagiad, Caldera-sized little town here. It's freaking amazing. This is such a cool-ass mod. But of course, the main thing, the manor that was specifically built for us. So this is the entrance. Pretty freaking fancy. You can talk to your butler. Welcome, Valdryn. I am Sir Indren, the caretaker. I can give you all the details about the stronghold itself, or give you information on the workers. Let's ask about the stronghold. This stronghold has many useful features for the successful adventurers such as yourself. The main floor here has a very large display room for all of your rare artifacts and items. On the upper level, you'll find your private quarters with a special shrine for prayer, as well as storage for your personal items. There's also a large library full of empty shelves waiting to be filled, an alchemist room full of growing flora, and our resident alchemist, Elderfire. The basement holds a wine cellar with 4 keg stands we keep stocked with local drinks every day, a large storage room with expanded crates and shelves, and a combat room complete with weapon displays, a training area, and our resident blacksmith, Ulfric Heavyhand. Storage containers in the whole building have been magically enhanced to be able to hold more items than normal. Be sure to check with the workers and see what services they can offer you. Let's do a little house tour here. Here is the display room he talked about. Pretty decent, good size. You could probably fit most of your collection just in here.
Welcome, friend.
Then you have a nice little waiting room for your guests.
Please.
And down in the basement, like he said, you have the wine cellar with some kegs. You have more storage for food and whatever else you want to stick down here. You have the training room with some more displays for some of your weapons or armor. The blacksmith here will actually repair your armor and make ammunition if you have the right ingredients, depending on what you want from him, which is another cool feature. So if we head back up, we can go to the upper floor, and the upper floor is your bedroom. Nice, cozy. It's got a shrine that I think, yeah, if you have a Dwemer coin, gives you a blessing, and I think it heals you and cures all your diseases. This is just a note that says basically what he was saying to us, so we don't need to read it. Here's our freaking grand library. Look at this. You can fit so many damn books in here, and even put some nice special ones on these. And then you have your little alchemy section. This lady will make you potions if you give her the right ingredients. So even if you're not particularly an alchemist, she can help you out. Pretty freaking cool. But to me, the best feature of this mod isn't this huge display room, although it is freaking sweet. It's the secret behind this vault door. Down into the basement, we have a vault. And this is some of the coolest design for any house mod I feel like I've ever seen in an Elder Scrolls game. Tons of display, tons of room to hang all of the paintings that we bought and stole. Just like, look at all of this space. It's freaking gigantic. There's 3 like split off rooms to put stuff in. You can organize it however you want. And if you happen to be running the Ashlander Architect mod like we are, then you can put up your own furniture. So if I thought to myself, oh, I don't really like where this is, I could move it somewhere else. And if you're thinking to yourself, man, there's not enough display cases in the center here, well, now you can put your own down and fill this out however you want. I even downloaded a mannequin mod, which I want to try just right now. I already bought them, by the way. There's a shop you have to go to buy them. So yeah, now you can put down a mannequin, so you can have your weapons displayed here, like your, I don't know, Daedric weapons, for example, and then you would go to him and put your Daedric armor on him. So to me, this is the perfect house mod, because lots of house mods have display areas, but nothing enough to hold all the crap you get from the mods, quest mods, Tamriel Rebuild. Like, it's just not enough. There's so many cool artifacts, weapons, gems. We got like 50 gold bars that I want to put somewhere in here. So this is amazing. Such a good mod. And we have a handwritten note right here. This ring is to help you move all of your loot in one go, hopefully. Todd would be very upset if you used it any other time. So there is a feather ring right here that we're probably going to use just so I don't have to make so many trips unloading all of our garbage we've been collecting. And I will use it responsibly because Todd will come and hunt me down if I don't. So this is just a short little run through of the Nerevar Stronghold mod, and it's definitely something that we needed to do. But there is one more thing we need to do to make this stronghold feel like home. Ah, that's much better. Now people will know that this land belongs to House Redoran. So very recently, Tamriel Rebuilt released an update, and this update added an epilogue quest that you can do after you beat Dagoth and Almalexia that supposedly has to do with Nerevar in some way. We actually got a couple dream messages from it when we were in Project Cyrodiil, when we were in Anvil. You dream of a white city, its spires lit by sunset's glow. On its walls patrol Ordinators decked in white. One woman stands among them, dressed in a temple disciple's robe. She looks out in the distance, distracted, as the Ordinators pace around her like water around a pebble in a stream. The dream ended as all were enveloped in fog, as if swallowed whole. You dream of a face you knew once, Gilvis Barlow of the Dissident Priests. Though his mouth moved, you could not hear his words. He beckoned for you, and you caught a glimpse of Holamayan before the dream ended. And we have a quest in our log that says, I have had dreams of a white city and a Dunmer woman standing on its walls. I had a dream of Gilvis Barlow, one of the dissident priests at the Holamayan monastery. So it seems like we need to head to Holamayan monastery. I think the easiest way is to just take the boat from Ebonheart over here. I want to get close enough so we can just divine intervention. There we are. We are in Ebonheart now. Not to be confused with old Ebonheart. I also changed our outfit. This is actually the same setup we wore against Dagoth when we fought him. But of course now we have our sword, True Flame, Nerevar's sword, and I figured that was pretty fitting to have his sword and his like face mask when we do this quest. All right, let's head to Holamayan. It should be open at this time of the day, I think. And now we need to go find Barlow, who I believe is in the library section of this place. Pretty high up here. Yes, here he is. Awesome. Surprised I knew where he was. Valdryn Celis, I'm glad you came. It is such an honor. Now that you have slain Dagoth and fulfilled the prophecies, our time as the dissident priests is just beginning. This is why I sent for you. Yes, I sent for you through your dreams. It's an old art of the wise woman, older than Dagoth though it had fallen out of favor for obvious reasons after he awoke. But that does not matter now. I wish to speak to you of matters that concern you uniquely, as the savior of Morrowind. You are the Nerevarine, the slayer of at least one living god and perhaps more, if the tales coming out of Mournhold are to be believed. With Vivek lapsing back into mortality, who else do we turn to? I fear change is about to sweep across Morrowind, Valdryn Celis. Maybe I should appeal to your greed and tell you that you have a unique opportunity to influence an entire province to your whims. Or maybe I can appeal to your compassion and tell you of the priests and commoners seeking guidance after so much struggle and loss. Or maybe I can even appeal to your sense of shame and lay at your feet the guilt of disrupting our faith in the way we have lived for centuries. It does not matter. What matters is whether or not you will help us establish our foothold. What say you? I will help. Your help is greatly appreciated, Sergio. To understand what we must do, I will explain to you the situation in Necrom, and most particularly the plight of Samin Tereth. Tell me about Necrom. It is the city of the dead, since Dagoth awoke and the great ghost fence was built. Now, Dagoth is the one who is dead, and the great ghost fence of Necrom is no longer in use. What will happen to the souls residing there? Many families and houses will lay claim to their ancestors' ashes, and we could be plunged into civil war. Tell me about Samin. She is one of the Ordinators in mourning at Necrom and answers to the matriarch of Necrom directly. Many voices have risen, questioning the tribunal after Dagoth fall, and while she is not at the forefront of it, she may play a pivotal role in influencing the rest of Morrowind's doubters. Go to her, Valdryn Celis. Get her on our side. I trust you can figure out what methods to use. I don't think we've actually ever been to Necrom, so I don't actually know how to get there. Okay, so we're in Darvonis, which is kind of close to Necrom. It's sort of south of it. Is there a Silt Strider here? It seems like we're not going to be able to get to Necrom by boat, so... No, it is not. Up north leads to Akamora. Maybe Akamora kind of didn't want to come here until we were ready to explore Akamora, but... Does the boat here take you to Akamora? That'd be nice. It does not. Well, I guess we're walking to Akamora. I'm going to try to cut out most of it. I really don't want to explore this region too much. I think this is actually some newer Tamriel Rebuilt content too, so I was kind of hoping to save this for future videos. We're not too interested in exploring it right now, though. Just need to get to Akamora.
I'm not busy.
This way.
What do you need?
I have no idea how far away it is. I just know, I think Akamora is a house in Doriel, right? Maybe Necrom is too. This looks really, really freaking cool. I love the sort of valleys between these mountains and rocks. Super cool. Come on, where's Akamora? I don't want to explore this right now. Please, I just want to do the main quest. Ooh, a Silt Strider. Maybe that'll take us to where we need to go. This is definitely Akamora, if I had to guess. But we don't want to be here. Okay, thank goodness, Necrom. We don't have to explore anymore right now. Save it for later. Awesome. Freaking Necrom, man. I've heard that despite this city being super cool, there's not a lot of quests here, and so it's very, very empty, which is sad because the concept of it is amazing. So we are looking for Samine, and I think he said like up on the walls. Maybe we can ask one of the guards here. Yeah, I love the colors of Necrom. It's freaking so cool. Where did you get that? The armor you wear is sacred to our order. You shall be punished with blood. Oh my gosh. It's because we're wearing the Nerevar mask, huh? And I have not saved for so long. I didn't think they'd care because they're not like actually regular Ordinators, they're Necrom Ordinators. Oh no. Okay, so I had to cheat there and force him to stop fighting us. Hopefully
I don't know where
that
to begin.
they're not all hostile with us, it was just him. Can we ask you about Samine? Canon Samine Terethi has an office in the Hall of Contemplation at the Temple Complex. I assume this is the Temple Complex. Oh yeah, look at this. This looks so cool.
Say the words, Hortator.
Oh, he even calls me Hortator, but look at their armor, man. That is like... That's got to be up there with my favorite armor in the entire game. Hall of Contemplation. Isn't that what we're looking for? Yes. Sweet. So she's somewhere in here. I love the art style here. With the buildings being white and even like this sort of green. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Like limestone or something? It looks amazing.
The devil is...
Okay, so we need to find... Oh, it's
I
you.
don't know
Hey.
where to begin. It is such an honor to meet you.
Excuse me, I'm a bit distracted. Valdryn, isn't it? I am Samine Terethi. I heard what you did under Red Mountain. That was very brave of you. Thank you. Yes, that is me. I've been serving the temple for a few decades now, which is hardly anything compared to some of the priests here. This place has always been my home. I don't know what it will become now that the Tribunal have fallen. I think all Dunmer knew their godhood was not altogether wholesome deep down. But what is in the Dunmer way of life, truly? It is our way to climb into the skin of our enemies to defeat them, like Boethia once did. I'm sorry, Valdryn. I've been a bit distracted thinking about all of this. Why have you come here? It's just, look, I can trust you, right? Savior of all of Morrowind? I'm sure you've gotten tired of hearing that. Yes. It's just that I've been getting concerning reports about a group of Ordinators who went missing near Holamayan. Ordinators don't just go missing. I'm sure you can understand why I'm concerned. I could check on them for you. Would you? Thank you. I know it must be below your station chasing after a bunch of Ordinators who went missing. Sometimes I think their helmets are on too tight. No, never mind. Just let me know if you find anything. Tell me about Holamayan. Holamayan is a Velothi tower on the hill near the Acre of St. Maris, abandoned now. You can reach it by following the coast to the south and taking the first path branching off to the northwest. I can't tell you why the Ordinators went up there. A project Alvu Saraleth was working on, I think. Tell me about myself. You have shown yourself to be the Nerevarine of prophecy. All my life I was taught that anyone claiming to be the Nerevarine was a liar or a lunatic, and yet Dagoth was defeated by your hand. Now that the Tribunal has fallen, I have to ask myself, what else did we get wrong? Tell me about Nerevar. How do we know if you truly are the Nerevarine, if you remember nothing about your past life as Saint Nerevar? Was it really all just a jealous Daedra's ploy? I'm sorry, Nerevarine. These questionings are disrespectful and probably just as disturbing to you as they are for me. Okay, so we need to go find some missing Ordinators. Okay, so she said head sort of south and follow the coast until there's a pathway that goes north. Alright, so we need to head along the coast here and follow, I think, this path up We should actually run into it. If I read her directions correctly, which it's possible that I didn't. Not exactly known for my sense of direction. It's over here somewhere. We are kind of headed northwest, like she said to do. Is it that? Might be that. She said a tower, though. It's not necessarily a tower, but we'll check it out. I don't think this area has been remade by Tamriel Rebuilt. I think this is the old release from it, but I'm sure they did something with this dungeon to make it part of the quest. Sacred Land Sanctuary. That's not what we're looking for. So it's this too? Sacred Land Sanctuary. No. That's not it. Is it possibly that over there? We have True Flame, so we're just going to be shredding through anything that dares to stand in our way. Variant Ancestral Tomb. This is not what I was looking for. Is it this? Maybe? Yes, Kulamun. Sweet, we actually found it. Hey. Outlander, you startled me. Why are you here? You guys went missing. Samine sent you. She is not our commander. This is a breach of etiquette. She was worried for your safety. Worried about our safety. We are warriors. This is our job. Now tell me what you want or go away. You seem nervous. Is something wrong? Yeah, you can tell a lot about his facial expressions when he wears that mask. My men are jumpy. Ever since the deactivation of the ghost fence, the spirits have been restless. They speak to my Ordinators in their dreams, and some question their faith as a result. It is shameful. Samine is worried you should return to Necrom or the ghost fence. There must be more to it than that. We didn't attack the Ashlanders. They attacked us. Do you understand? We only wanted for them to leave. Those were our orders. Why are the spirits haunting our dreams and telling us that we're murderers? My men are not murderers. Maybe I could talk to your men and calm them down. Huh. If I hear any more screaming in the middle of the night, I swear I'm going to... Never mind. I trust your judgment, Hortator. My men have learnt that dreams such as we have had, that's weird grammar, are a sign of soul sickness. Consider your words wisely.
Though forbidden to some, not to you, Patriarch.
Strange dreams. So, Tadris Ralvin told you about those. Tell me, you have slain Dagoth-Ur. Why do the dreams only come to me now? I have never wavered in my faith, not even when hunting ash ghouls on the slopes of Red Mountain. My daughter, I saw her. You dreamed of your daughter? My daughter contracted corporous disease while I was away on my campaign. The healer could not tell me what happened to her. From then on, every time I would stab my spear through the next ash ghoul in line, I was afraid to look at its face, afraid that it could be hers. This is what I dream, that I killed her. Why do these dreams come to me now? The Sharmat has been defeated and his disease with him. Why do I no longer trust that my daughter rests with our ancestors? Your faith in the temple is misplaced. That is why you dream about her. Remain faithful to the temple and things will be fine. I don't know about the tribunal, but I have faith it'll come to you eventually. And I don't know what to say. That's a good question. What would Valdryn say to this? He's obviously seen that the Tribunal Temple is defeated and they're false gods and all that stuff. He is a member of the Tribunal Temple. We are the Archcanon. I think he would tell them to remain faithful to the temple. Because even though the temple is obviously undergoing some huge changes right now, it's still something that helped people. And potentially now that the evil, corrupt, false gods are gone, the temple can turn into something less corrupt. You know, Ordinators not freaking kidnapping people and sending Inquisitors to kill people. It's more, we can help you, we can heal you, because we can still heal you, and it seems like the shrine still works, so... Yeah, remain faithful to the temple. Yes, of course, the Tribunal have always come through for us. To think otherwise is laughable. I don't know about the Tribunal,
truly
but
blessed.
I'm
This
here.
is an honor,
What?
my God.
Why do you disturb me? It's nothing. Indigestion. The others whimper more than a guar with a sore tooth. Why do you think it bothers them so much? Because they question their faith, that's why. It was only a bunch of Ashlanders. They always cause trouble, and my comrades shouldn't blame themselves for the choices of some heretics. You aren't bothered by their deaths? No, I'm not. Well, maybe a little. It's hard to get sleep when you're dreaming of heretics screaming as you shove your pike through their chests. I admit, I didn't have such trouble when I was stationed in Vardenfell. Maybe there's some other meaning to it. I don't know. The mysteries are for Sotha Sil to decipher. Aren't you at least a little curious? We can have no opinions of truth, for only rumors flow from the House of Troubles. If I need to know, I trust my superiors or the gods themselves will tell me. What I did was righteous, and I will not apologize. You leave now. Do something more useful than bothering me with night terrors. Okay, well, he's kind of in denial, but that's fine. Yes, I definitely don't think Valdryn would necessarily advocate in defense of the temple how it was, but I could see him encouraging people who maybe need something like that in their lives to keep following it, right? It's like, you know, you might not believe in God, but you can see why other people might need him
to begin. It
to
is such an honor to meet
live
you.
their life. Why? I do not understand. It's not the bad dreams, Sergio. We have committed heresy. The bad dreams are the Ancestors' way of telling us this. What did you do? We killed them. When the Ashlanders resisted, we were ordered to put them all down. But why? The hostilities have ceased since Dagoth-Ur was slain. It wasn't right. Maybe there's another explanation. What else could it mean? You're an outlander, so your ways are not ours. The Ancestors may be wise, but they are still just people and fallible. Perhaps there is wisdom in your words. I don't know what to do. All of my life, the Tribunal have been my gods, my lords, my parents. Please leave me to my thoughts, Sergio. I will take into account what you have said. Okay. At least we helped that guy out. Are these the Ashlanders that you killed, or are there just rats in here for fun? I cannot get the images out of my head. Oh, Almalexia, why have you forsaken your loyal followers so? You're having strange dreams? They are of my Asiri. I keep dreaming of him dying beside me, of his spirit asking why I wasn't quicker, why I didn't turn the blade that killed him aside. He was my lover, Valdryn Celis, the heart of my heart. I'm sorry for your loss. Death is a part of our lives, the next step in our journey towards heaven. Vivek always said to reach heaven by violence, but I thought he meant through testing ourselves against the House of Troubles and their followers, not through seeing our loved ones die. I'm not sure that's what that phrase means. What else could it mean? You're an outlander. You claim to know more than those who grew up hearing stories from the 36 sermons. Asiri served well and bravely. It was a good death, and he will be given a special place in the afterlife. I don't know about Morwen's customs, but I know that violence is wrong. You are blubbering and weak. Okay, let's not do that one. He served well and bravely. It was a good death, and he will be given a special place in the afterlife. You say this while knowing nothing about the provisional house, but I find myself believing you. I know Asiri would not want me to lose myself in grief over him. I will go forward until I might find my own place in heaven at his side. Thank you, Valdryn Celis. You have set my doubts to rest. Yeah, I don't know if we answered those all correctly, but I feel like I answered them how Valdryn would answer them, so that's what's important, right? I have calmed down the Ordinators at Kulamund. Perhaps their leader will tell me more about their mission now. Okay, there we go.
A warm welcome to you.
I'm not sure about your methods, but at least they aren't jumping at their own shadows anymore. Who would have thought an encounter with the Ashlanders would have turned out so badly? Thank you, Valdryn Celis. By the way, I can see now how you became the Nerevarine. I think I can trust your judgment. There's one more thing I have to ask of you. Take this ringlet back to Alvu Sereth. Sereleth? She is the matriarch of Necrom. It's what she sent us here to get, but I think it's better now if it came from you instead. Take this ringlet to Necrom. It is a holy relic of the Tribunal, and what we fought the Ashlanders for. What will you do now? I don't know. I could say we were provoked, and it may well be true, but history will only judge us a disgrace for killing so many unarmed Ashlanders. I will avenge their deaths now by killing you. Your faith in the Tribunal is what caused you to commit this crime. Renounce them. For your crime, your lives would be forfeit. You should flee. I think the right thing to do would be to return to Necrom and face justice. It is so. I am afraid our time as Ordinators will then be over, but I am a faithful servant of the Tribunal and the Temple. If this is to be our punishment, I will take it willingly. I will leave you then. Return to Necrom and give that ringlet to Alvu. I must confer with my Ordinators on what to do now. So in that instance, I do think Valdryn would tell them to turn themselves in. Murdering basically innocent people like that is pretty freaking bad. And it doesn't seem like they had a just cause for it either. So they kind of just like genocided a bunch of Ashlanders. Yeah. I don't know if you deserve to flee for that. You should probably face trial. All right, enough of that. Let's head back to Necrom.
I'm very happy to make your acquaintance.
Telsamine. You found them, but at what cost? No, that can't be right. Those Ashlanders did nothing to disturb the peace. The Ordinators in mourning normally aren't stationed far from Necron, though sometimes large temples will take on one to help guide the recently bereaved. This ringlet must be very important, and if Alvu Saraleth sent them to retrieve it. So this is what Alvu wanted Tadris Revelin to acquire. How curious. I suppose you should bring it to the matriarch, but perhaps you would first let me have a closer look at it instead. I'll pass it on to her once I've learned everything I can from it, of course. We should have looked at the ring. I didn't think to look at it. Sure, you can have it. I thank you for your trust in me, Hortator. I will do my best to figure out the significance of this little ringlet. Meanwhile, I have another favor that I'd like to ask from you. I want to talk to the Ancestor spirits, and not just with any Ancestor spirit, but the one who was responsible for the rift between Ashlander and House Dunmer to begin with. I want to speak with Alondro Sewell. I would understand if you hesitated to help me with this endeavor. So there's actually a quest line here. I figured it was just a one-off epilogue mission, but no, it seems like there's more to it. Speak with Alondro? You are the Nerevarine. Surely you would remember. Oh, I guess being the incarnate doesn't work that way, huh? He was your shield companion once, Nerevar, and he told the story of your death to the Ashlanders. He is the one responsible for them believing you were murdered. Ashlander folklore has been wrong before because they pass their history on as a myth, and as any reading of an old myth can tell you, they are highly biased by a culture's demeanor and outlook, and often cannot be understood through an objective lens, unless that lens only takes into account the symbolism intended by the original author. Sorry, too technical, it's the scholar in me. Put bluntly, Nerevarine, I think the truth is somewhere between all these stories. I have seen Vivek's version and the Apocrypha and believe it is true, at least as far as it goes. Now, though, I want to know the Ashlanders' version and why Alondro Sewell felt driven to lie about what happened, if lie he did. And how will we get that information if we don't summon him? I admit, I don't know how. Don't get me wrong. Most Ancestor spirits will answer to the call of an Ordinator in mourning. It is one of our major duties, looking after the dead and assisting them in reaching out to their living kin. But Alondro Sewell is a special case. If the folktales are to be believed, his spirit was split into 1,000 pieces at his death to follow each of his disciples as they spread his story amongst Ashlanders. He has little love for the House Dunmer if he could even get himself back together enough to make a coherent comment. So I figure, obviously enough, that we have to ask the Ashlanders how to summon and speak with him. I cannot offer you more guidance than that, Nerevarine, but I figure with your connections you'll be able to find a way. Well, it seems like there's a lot more to this quest, or should I say quest line, than I thought there was. I thought I could just tack it on to the end of this video, but it seems like it goes on for quite a bit longer. So I am going to end the video there for today. I wanted to show off the Nerevar Stronghold. Maybe I'll start next video by showing you guys the amount of stuff I've put up. I put up all the paintings, and I've started to put up armor and weapons on the mannequins and displays. So maybe we'll start with that next time, and then we'll finish this quest line. This has been really, really cool. Really diving into the aftermath of Morrowind and the Tribunal DLC. Kind of cool you get to maybe prod the direction the temple goes in. So if you've enjoyed this video and you've made it this far, consider liking and subscribing. It does help the channel immensely. Other than that, thank you for watching, and peace out.